Question number 11 says the adults of a certain type of insect have a mean length of 6/10 of an inch. The students in a science class measured 10 insects of this type. The lengths are shown in the line plot. Part A says how many of the insects have a length that is greater than 6/10 of an inch. My suggestion is you first turn all of the fractions that have data points into decimals so they're easier to compare. Remember, to turn a fraction into a decimal, you simply take the top number of the numerator and divide it by the bottom number of the denominator. The first fraction with any data points is 3/8. To find the decimal equivalents, you would divide 3 by 8 in your calculator and you would get 0.375. Next, is 1/2. You should know what this is, but you would take 1 divided by 2 if you didn't, and you would get 0.5. The next fraction is 5/8. Simply type in 5 divided by 8 in your calculator, and you'll get 0.625. The next fraction with the data point is 7/8. So type in 7 divided by 8, and you would get 0.875. And then, of course, we have 1 whole. We're looking for values that are greater than 0.6. If you look at 1/2, that's 0.5, which is less than 0.6. So if we look to the right at 5/8, 0.625 is greater than 0.6. So it's everything to the right. Now you simply have to count the x's to know how many insects have a length greater than 0.6 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the answer to part A is 5. Part B says use the drop-down menus to correctly complete the sentence. The mean of the lengths of the insect measured by the science class is blank, which is greater or less than the mean length of adults of that type of insect, which we know is 0.6. They told us that in the beginning. So to find the mean, you simply add up all the data points and divide by how many there are. So let's start with 3/8. There are 1, 2, 3 of those. I would keep this in decimal form so it's easier to use your calculator. 0.375 plus 0.375 plus 0.375 plus the 2/2, 0.5 plus 0.5 plus the 2 5/8, 0.625 plus 0.625 plus the 1/7, 0.875, and then plus our 2 wholes, 1 plus 1. If you add these together, you get a total, and I'm going to have to draw it up here, 6.25. Then, to find the mean, we must divide by how many data points there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points. If you divide that by 10, you end up with 0.625 as the mean. And you do this a couple different ways. I would look at the fractions and do, okay, 3/8 is 3 divided by 8, which is 0.375, so that's not correct. I know 1/2 is 0.5, that's not correct. 5/8, 5 divided by 8 equals 0.625, and that matches our mean. So since 5 divided by 8 is 0.625, 5/8 is our mean. And if we look at our mean, 0.625, that is greater than the mean of 0.6. So we would circle it. We would circle that it's greater than the mean length of the adults of this type of insect.